Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to why dating is so hard in today's world, or nearly impossible as it's labeled in this video. I mean, is it really that hard? I guess it's subjective, isn't it? It depends entirely on the individual. I mean, I'm of the belief, maybe this is too much of a generalization. If you're realistic in your expectations, I don't think dating is that hard. I do think a lot of people have unrealistic expectations of what they can expect from a partner, But then again, there probably are some people who are entirely realistic. They're not asking for the entire world, but they're still having a hard time. I do think if you're not living in a big city with a large population, it's probably going to be harder no matter what you do, because there's less people that are available, that are single, that have got their life together, etc., etc. And I think ghosting is becoming a big problem, isn't it? I hear stories about people going on 2 dates, 3 dates with someone and they just get ghosted just like that, which to me is just crazy. Into the DMs. Everything seems to be going well. He's on his way to the date. Oh God. Oh, 45 minutes. Nah, I'm leaving. No way. What's the maximum amount of time you would wait for somebody on a first date or a second date? Like for me, if I've got no communication from that person, if I've not heard anything, the most amount of time I'm waiting is probably 30 minutes. I'll give it 30 minutes because it could be some kind of, if it's London, they could be underground, the train's delayed, they've got no signal. But 30 minutes max. Like, how much time would you give? 2 hours? No, go home. Dude, go home. Come on.
Love is one of the few things that every single one of us needs, but is so hard to receive. Between the fear of fake dating profiles, commitment, and the sheer amount of time it takes to just find one match, it's no wonder why dating today is harder than it's ever been. This video, through social experiments and deep conversations, is going to uncover why it is so damn hard to date today and give clarity on how, despite all of that, you can still find the love that you deserve.
Absolutely.
Dating today, in your opinion, harder than it's ever been?
I was friends with my boyfriend before we started dating, and I feel like that's a more natural transition than like seeing features on your screen and trying to make a decision based on like a list of things.
People just try and avoid things because I think they're scared to say things straight up.
One red flag and you're kind of like, oh, I could go find somewhere else. You don't need to have one person when you could have like 5.
Honestly, I don't know. I've had really bad luck. So everything. Like, I've been treated like shit.
I think a big part of it is because of social media.
People see a lot, they exposed to a lot. They're always looking for better.
Everyone is always looking for the best thing, and they always think something else is around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people suffer from looking for perfection when I don't think that's the best strategy for looking for a partner. I think as long as your core values are aligned, what you want for the future, and there's some attraction, I think everything else, it can be, put to the side. I don't think they need to tick every single box because, this isn't Build-A-Bear. You can't design your own partner. The world doesn't work like that.
Almost have too much access to too many people.
So when it comes to dating, the biggest problem that I've noticed from everyone's answers seems to be social media and online dating apps.
So I got in touch with Talia, a relationship and love coach, to discuss how to create an optimal dating profile.
So some things I look for right away: pictures of eyes. You certainly want to start with a photo of yourself. According to science, you bode better if you're facing the camera, not looking away for at least your first photo. I get weirded out by borderline nudity photos. I find that sends the impression of you're trying to show that you're physically attractive because you want someone physically attractive because you're interested in something casual. Spelling mistakes, don't confuse the your and the your. It's not.
I am looking for love of my. To be fair, yeah, that's not good.
necessarily that it marks a lack of intelligence. It marks a lack of attention to detail. And I think
Right.
every woman wants to feel like you're going to pay attention to her. And if you can't even pay attention to your profile, why would you pay attention to her?
Have you ever used online dating apps?
I've had an app for like a week and then I was like, I don't like this. I like meeting organically, like at a bar is ideal, or like through mutual friends or something.
I feel like a lot of the people on these apps can't really meet my standards, especially within the gay community. We love to judge people. One of those days I was like, oh, let me just go in there, and this guy messaged me and he was saying, oh yeah, you're cute, da da da, and then he goes like, oh, I like super masculine guys, and I was like, okay, well, that's really weird. Like, I don't think I'm feminine, I don't think I'm masculine, I'm just me. How are you gonna say that you don't like feminine guys if you haven't even met me?
So do you think it's a good or bad thing overall?
It feels like a little like nook or cranny if you're like really busy. Like, I don't drink, so after work, how am I gonna like meet someone?
It's apparent that the lack of nonverbal communication in today's dating world is what is primarily causing this fear of commitment and this inability.
Yeah, I do feel like older generations, like before social media and dating apps, might have had things easier because you had your town, like your local community, and that's it. Unless you went off to uni. But then again, even then, you only had the students. Whereas now with apps, you can just spread the radius like to unlimited distance and match with people that live hundreds of miles away, which gives you this impression of having so many options. But I feel like having too many options is a bad thing. I don't think it's good.
To appreciate the person in front of you. But was the dating world always like that? Well, for better or worse, here's an example of what it used to look like.
You do realize that the last time I went on a date was like 1999?
That's when I was born.
Wow.
What was it like to date back then?
Well, you picked a spot and you just showed up and waited. Back then, it was like all about getting a phone number, you know, on a napkin. It's like, I got her digits. It was so exciting. Now you guys just
Old
like
school.
swipe left, right, and you know, you can make stuff happen.
Is that a good or bad thing though?
I don't know. Certain things might be more superficial. You might kind of judge like, hey, what's going on in the world by everything you see in your feed, but people probably just post like, you know, happy moments, like the sunny days, not maybe like the rainy days where we have a harder time. One way to see it is like you have different tools and different ways you can go about it. And so go out, leverage them, and find what works best for you.
Did you ever get ghosted?
Ghosted. Ooh, that did not exist back then.
Really?
No, that would be like a really awful thing to do.
So
There was
people
something
are
called
worse now,
social
basically.
connections back then, you know?
So if dating used to look so much better back in 1999, then our job in today's dating world should be to bring back some of that old magic.
Can you describe how you feel right now? This is Trevor, one of my childhood friends.
Are you actually filming? Yeah. I'm incredibly nervous, to be honest.
Is he waiting for a date?
I'm not trying to talk to strangers, dude.
He's an amazing guy that suffers from a common problem that most people in today's dating world have. They don't know how to approach someone.
What does confidence look like?
You're very sure about everything that you do, and you're able to express that really openly.
It's probably just bringing the best you can bring to be yourself.
Not comparing yourself to others.
I have an idea for a dating app. Let me know if this is good or not. So basically, to sign up for this app, you have to go through a very detailed questionnaire. Very, very detailed. It probably asks you like 100 questions to really understand who you are. And each day, you only get one person like on that app. One person, and that person is matched to you really, really well. Very similar interests, all of that good stuff. One per day, and if you reject 4 people in a row, you are disabled from using the app for a week. So that's to prevent people just trying to like swipe through endlessly and actually pursue, conversations and connection. What do you guys think of the app idea?
When a person knows their worth, but also can be humble about it.
The thing about confidence is if you don't have it, you have nothing. I used to believe that if you were just ballsy enough to walk up to the girl and talk to her and ask her out, then that was enough. But the truth is that confidence actually looks many different ways.
What are some things that someone can do to be more confident in the aspect of dating specifically?
Change the people you hang out with. If any one of like your friend is like judging you, but like something you do, skip it.
I think you have to start with accepting yourself
and experimenting with that, trying to figure out what you like, and then express that to other people that you trust and see what their reaction feedback could be. You start that way until you get comfortable with your skin, and then you start that with strangers and see where that goes.
You just kind of have to remember that like most of the stuff in this life doesn't matter as long as you're not hurting other people. So if there's something that you enjoy, just do it.
Trevor and I have been friends since we were 3 years old, so we know each other really well and we're very similar people. You've said sometimes you feel really high in terms of confidence, and sometimes you feel really low. Why is that?
It's usually a reflection.
But that's normal. Everybody's like that. Not even the most confident people are gonna have days where they don't feel like that.
How things are going in my life, I wasn't very proud of the things that I had done or who I was. I feel like, especially during high school, sometimes I was trying to be someone I wasn't, and it was just like impossible for me to be confident. I like to think that I deserve to be confident, deserve to have a nice life, but that's not how that works, unfortunately.
There could be a lot of matches and a lot of potential happiness if we were just confident enough to go for it or shoot our shot or at least take the first step. But you can only do that if you know who you are. And in order to know who you are, you also have to know what you want. What is your ideal first date?
Has to have alcohol. Yeah, something that's casual and has an escape plan.
I think the date itself doesn't matter as long as afterwards you go on a long walk.
In the past, I would prefer to do things where there's an activity involved. So if there's like a lull in the conversation, it's not super awkward.
I'm not picky. Could be just a walk.
Take what you can get.
I'm not really a fan of first dates that are activity based, just because I sweat quite easily and I would just be, I'd be a puddle, you know. I prefer just go for a drink, go for a drink or have a meal, just talk, look each other in the eye. Eye contact is important for me, that would be me, a meal, something like that. I know it's boring, but I'm quite a boring guy in some ways, to be honest.
That's why I set my expectations so low.
I like to go for an activity because you don't really know the person. If the date goes badly, at least you have something to do. So I would say maybe like a game of pool or having a coffee and then going for an activity.
What is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
It's kind of cheesy. I've been with my boyfriend for 7 years and we went to Subway, and when we came back he set the table and lit candles and we ate our Subway sandwiches, which are typically not very romantic, right? But it was just so sweet to try and make something that's usually not that special.
A bit more special.
This guy, I kept telling him I couldn't hang out. And on Mondays I'd watch The Bachelor, and he watched 10 episodes of The Bachelor just so he could watch it with me and know what he's talking about. Oh, that's cute. I know, it was really nice. I like that.
Okay, bonus question.
10 episodes, my brain would be fried. Oh man, they must have fast forwarded quite a bit.
Rate my friend on 10.
Okay, let me see. Okay. A good solid 9 on 10 is good.
Oh, you're a 9.
Yeah. How do you feel? What would you rate yourself on 10?
I'd say 7.5.
Why 7.5?
I think it depends on what I'm wearing. I'm taking better care of myself now, so it's going up slowly.
Do you think you have to look good to feel good, or you have to feel good to look good?
I think because I don't feel as good, it helps when I look good. But I do believe that if you feel good, you will look good.
What a match you two are. How do you feel about that, Trevor?
You're insane for that. I can't believe you fucking did that.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. She was so pretty, and she just rated you 9 on 10.
Dude.
Do you not feel good about that?
Yeah, it's nice. That was.
What are the odds you ask her out?
Honestly, the first thing I thought, I'm not.
Hold on, was she not sat with her boyfriend just now? Was that not her boyfriend?
She's just being nice.
You think she's into you?
No.
You think if you asked her out, she'd say no?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's older and very pretty.
Convince Trevor after 20 minutes of deliberation on this
He's
chair
gonna do it.
to go and
Oh,
ask the
man.
girl that we just spoke to.
Oh
on a
God, please
20
don't say
minutes
no.
of being insanely nervous.
Please don't say no. Come on.
Let's find out.
Please don't say no. Oh God.
What happened?
That was super chill.
What happened?
Like, she just said she had a boyfriend, and I was like, okay, no problem. And then she backed on having the balls to come off to me. I was like, thanks.
How do you feel?
Yeah, that was a joke. But it's also it's tough because she.
I thought she had a boyfriend. I thought that was him, but at least he had the balls to go up and do it. Fair play. Oops.
Such a nice person. Could you stop? This is so awkward.
Everything that has happened in this video is leading up to this one moment, which is actually setting one of my friends up on a first date. This is David, one of my good friends. He is one of the most confident, charismatic people I know when he's around people that he's comfortable with, but when he isn't, he's very shy. especially around women. I actually threw this event a few weeks ago where I invited 50 strangers from all different countries to an outdoor picnic. At that picnic, David was there and he met this girl and they hit it off. They were talking the entire time and I kept nudging him to ask her for her number and ask her out, but he couldn't pull the trigger. I want my friend to be happy and I believe that this woman has a chance of making him happy. And if it makes him too nervous to do that, well then what are good friends for? So that's my job today.
This is Dennis. Dennis is roommates with Elena. So Elena's the girl on this date and Dave is my friend. He's the guy on this date. We're gonna go tell Elena right now that she's about to be set up on a blind date. What do you think her reaction's gonna be?
She's gonna be excited. I don't know, she likes this kind of stuff.
Hi.
How are you? I'm making a video that's about the dating world. And part of that video is setting up two people on a blind date.
That's so cool. I've never been to a blind date.
No?
Yeah. Yes.
Tonight?
Yeah, I've never done a blind date either. I think, to be honest, I think going back to how things used to be before the internet, social media would probably be the best because, most of you have heard of the birth rate is declining. There's less babies being born. I don't know if marriage rates are declining, but divorce rates seem to be as well. I don't know, it seems like relationships, more people are struggling with them now than before. Is that because of the internet? Is it because of social media? I don't think it's entirely because of that. I think financial reasons are probably a big reason. But yeah, I do feel like meeting people more organically out in the world would be good. But I think a lot of people also suffer from anxiety these days. So it's like, man, I'm trying to think of a solution. How can we bring people more together?
Is the night. I'm just really curious to know David's reaction when he sees Elena. Like you heard in the story before, he was too nervous to ask her out in person and on text. It's very cute, but at the same time, it's a very sad reality when a lot of guys can't ask the girl that they really like out because they're just too afraid of getting rejected.
What's up, YouTube? My name's David. I'm going on a blind date and I am stressed as fuck.
I am so stressed, bro. I was out in my office just and they're like, Dave, what's wrong? And I'm like, guys, I have a date tonight. Oh, isn't that a good thing? I'm like, I am so stressed. I don't know, what do you do on a date? Where do your hands go? What do you ask? And they're like, how was your week? And I'm like, thanks. Do I look nice? YouTube, comment below. Do I look nice?
Oh, yeah, he looks all right.
Wow, look at that.
Marta.
Is that her? Yeah, that's her, right?
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Stop filming them, man. Just leave them. Good luck.
How was it?
It was fun.
If you could offer some solutions on how someone could better...
Was that fun good or fun bad? I don't know if I was leaning towards bad, wasn't it?
Or find love, what would you say?
I think the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So work with what you have, find a person, but also know when to leave. Because some people get too comfortable and stay. And you need to know when to leave.
Be honest and try being yourself. There's someone out there that will like you for who you are.
Get off Facebook, get off Instagram. The best thing you could give a person is your attention. If you give that person your attention and it shows that you're trying, I think that's already a good step in the right direction.
The biggest thing as well, don't be stubborn. So many relationships I've seen fail because, neither person wants to kind of compromise. Like when it comes to arguments and points of view, if you're constantly thinking you're right all the time, eventually your partner's just going to resent you. You got to be able to compromise. You've got to be able to compromise.
Talk about your feelings, talk about your problems, get advice, outsource help.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah,
you got nothing to lose.
In this video, I've spoken a lot about dating problems and why it's hard for people to find the right person. It's not just a matter of compatibility, it's also a matter of other external factors like timing. In my case, there's one person that I've met that made me feel really good, and I haven't seen her in 7 months. We were in a long distance relationship and got to a point where it wasn't making any sense, so decided to take a break. It's been painful, and it's that person's birthday in a few days. I'm thinking right now, what if I fly out and surprise her for her birthday? This could end completely terribly.
Bro, I hope you don't turn up and there's somebody else in there. Oh man.
It could also end really well, given how much I'm thinking about her and hopefully how much she's thinking about me. I guess if I've learned anything from this video, it's probably that the risk far outweighs the consequence when you're doing something for the right reasons.
Oh boy. Come on, come on. I really hope that this goes well.
There we go.
Hey! Get in there!
Hi!
Brilliant. Brilliant. Awesome. Awesome. Went well. Brilliant.
Is all hope lost?
People who are single are unhappy, people who are married are unhappy. It's like everyone seems to be freaking unhappy. And that's the other thing. It's that endless ladder, right? Everyone wants better. You gotta be happy with what you got.
If you like this video, then you are definitely gonna like this video.
Great video. Great video. Man, I think, yeah, I don't know what it is. I just think people, it goes back to what I said before. You gotta be realistic. Like, yeah, I'm not saying you should settle for, you know, just anything, but I think as long as your key morals and the, you know, your fundamental beliefs, as long as you align in, you know, most of those things, there's some physical attraction, because I do think physical attraction is very important to a relationship. I think, you know, as long as those two things, you know, key morals and beliefs, and there's physical attraction and a willingness to compromise, I think if you've got those three things, you've got everything you need for a beautiful relationship. You know, don't be stubborn, be open-minded, you know, like, yeah, like, just give people a chance, you know, because I see it so often, people waiting for Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, just waiting and waiting and waiting, and time is just ticking on by. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.